All right, I guess you could say I'm a country boy turned beach bum. I grew up in South Carolina, out in the country between Hartsville, South Carolina, and a small town called Patrick. My parents were chicken farmers, and so I grew up on a chicken farm. And after elementary school, I went to McBee High School, where the best peaches in South Carolina are grown. And after high school, I went to College of Charleston, which is where I got my degree. I guess back up a little bit, when in high school, I worked for Walmart, which is where I got my first taste of accounting. I worked in the cash office there. So I went to College of Charleston, majored in accounting, stayed there, got my master's degree, and that's also where I met my wife, Leslie. We got married there, and then got my first job as an accountant at Smith Sapp, and we moved to Myrtle Beach, and we've been here ever since. We've been here about 15 years now, and since moving here, we've had 3 children, 3 boys, and this is our home now. So that's, in a nutshell, who I am. So when I'm not at the office, I like to be outside. As a tax accountant, a lot of times I'm chained to my desk, so to speak, especially in the first part of the year. So when I'm not here, I want to be outside, and I'm doing things like, working in the yard. But a lot of the times, that outside activity is with my boys. Having 3 boys who are involved in sports, we're at the basketball court, we're at the baseball field, we're at the football field. So a lot of times I'm spending time with them, and that's what I like to do, is spend time with family when I'm not working. Well, what's not to love about the city of Myrtle Beach? I mean, obviously we have the Atlantic Ocean, but there's tons of activities here for me and my family. If we want to go play putt-putt, we can do that. Like I said, my boys play sports, so they have a lot of opportunities to do that. There's tons of great restaurants here. And there's usually hot Krispy Kreme donuts, which is a favorite of ours. What has surprised me about the accounting profession? Well, I don't know that it's surprised me so much as other people are surprised when they talk to me about what I do. We do a lot of number crunching, but of course that's not all we do. I do a lot of small business work, and so being a small business accountant, I'm really a problem solver. I work with my clients on issues that they know they have, and in reality, sometimes I work to solve problems they don't really know they have. So I look to give them the best tax advice, put them in the best business situation that we can. And so it's surprising sometimes that people think we're just numbers all day long, but a lot of times it's problem solving and strategy that we are trying to do. Like I said earlier, I got my first taste of accounting at Walmart, and that was interesting for me. But then also working with my parents as chicken farmers, they were small business owners, and I like to help people. So being the small business accountant, I get that opportunity to help people at various stages of their business and in a variety of businesses. So that's what I really like to do, is help people, and by working with small businesses, I can do that. Probably the most often asked question is, how can I pay less tax? And my answer is, it depends. And I know you think, well, that's not really an answer, but in reality, it does depend. It depends on what type of business you're in, what type of retirement plan you have, how you're organized. There's so many factors that affect your tax bill that how you can pay less really depends on all those factors. And so we have to look at all those things together to develop a strategy for you to pay less tax. Of course, we want to look at minimizing your tax in every way that is possible. Yes, Smith Sapp is a great place to work, and there are 2 things that are really the highlight of my job. Number one are the clients. We have awesome clients. They're just great to work with. They're great people, great to get to know. And then the other thing are my coworkers. This is a family here at Smith Sapp, and that's from the top down. And we all work together. We're a team. We get things done, and we have fun while we do it. Oh wow. To choose one is really hard. My wife and I, Leslie, are involved at Carolina Forest Community Church. We love the church. We're involved in the children's ministry there. That's something that's near and dear to us, having three children. Another cause that I really am passionate about is Coastline Women's Center. It's a great organization that helps people in need. I know the people personally that started the ministry, and it is something that's near and dear to their heart from personal experience. And so that's a great ministry that I love to support. And then one other, Georgetown Helping Hands is a great organization that helps people in need. We're very fortunate to be able to help people, and so to have an organization like that reaches out to feed the hungry, to help people with dental care, those kinds of things, is just a great organization. CPE. Well, as an accountant, we have to have 40 hours of CPE each year to keep us abreast of things that are changing in our industry, tax laws that are changing. And I've had the opportunity for several years to go to the AICPA conference in Washington, D.C., and it is a great conference. I like to stay up to date on changes in tax policy and tax thinking. So when I go to that conference, we're able to meet with people from the IRS, people from Congress, where the action is happening. And so I like to, tax update classes are my favorite because they're new ideas. You get to see what's coming down the pipeline before it's even here, and have those ideas ready for your clients whenever they are implemented. This is an interesting question because as a CPA, I don't get a lot of tax advice. I'm out here kind of on my island, but the best advice I've received is, I guess, quasi-tax advice, quasi-retirement advice, that sort of thing, is to start early with your retirement and participate in your employer plans. For example, your employer's 401k plan. A lot of times employers will match your contribution. So if you contribute, they'll match that same contribution. Well, you're deferring taxes at that point, so you're paying less taxes, and it's free money. Along those same lines, if your employer has like a flexible spending account, that's a great way. You're going to spend those dollars, especially if you have young children, at the doctor. It's a great way to save some taxes on that end. So those types of things where you can get basically free money is a great plus. Well, I have 3 boys, and their personalities are very different. But when it comes to managing money, I try to teach them from a young age. My youngest is 5, my oldest is 11, to think about what you're going to spend your money on. A lot of times when my parents come to visit, they'll hand my boys some money. And my oldest, he's ready to spend it. He already knows what he wants. And so what I've tried to teach them is to pause and really think about what you want, what you need. Maybe you could save this money, to get something better and not let it burn a hole in your pocket. So my financial advice to my children is to think about what you're going to spend your money on. Don't just spend it because you have it.